Let us do Prardhana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Mannado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Sutraita Thiram originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwara. We are learning Traita Thiram Bhagavad Gita, interpreted by Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwara, which is the first divine holy scripture. We are learning Viswarupa Sandarshana Yogamu chapter, that is the 10th chapter from Traita Thiram Bhagavad Gita. Let us recap what we learned last week from 48th Slokam to 54th Slokams. So, this universal form of mind was seen by neither Vedas nor performing the sacrifices nor the penance. Only you have seen this. So, this was taught by Absolute Soul to Arjuna. Absolute Soul was saying that, so in order to visualize this universal form, if you perform Vedas, perform sacrifices, do penances, and do charities, you cannot get it. So that's what he said in 48th Slokam. And also, while he was in the cosmic universal form, he told that Absolute Soul, being the Kala, and he makes all living things get birth, at last he should be death to them. Then he said that nobody knows him by Vedas, sacrifices, charities, and penances. Then let's move on to next verse. So the meaning of the next verse: you don't afraid by seeing this awful form. Don't get obstinate feelings. See me as I make you see the first pleasant form of mind for eliminating the fear and for getting favor. So to make to eliminate his fear and all, Lord Krishna appeared as normal in front of Arjuna. So Arjuna got happy for that. So then Arjuna is saying, "Oh Krishna, I am at ease in the inner by seeing your pleasant form of man." So for Arjuna, Lord Krishna appeared as a pleasant form of man, so he got very happy. So he's saying, my mind is pacified. Then Bhagavan started telling that, Arjuna, so it's very hard to others to see this universal form that you saw already. All devatas, demigods are desirous to see that form, but so far they couldn't see it. Then, as how you see me for getting like that darshan, it can't be possible by Vedas, charities, sacrifices, and penances. So, if you think you can attain absolute soul by performing all these four adharmas, it's impossible, since God saying not possible to attain. So then there will be a question, so what is the possibility to see him? Then in the 54th slokam, what he said, for knowing, for seeing, and for entering Atma of absolute soul, it can be possible only by devotion, and that devotion should not have any deviation. So there should not be any deviation of mind and the uh, so the devotion should be on the God itself only. So up to that slokam last week we learned. Let's go to the 55th slokam, which is the last slokam of this chapter. It's very very important to one to know what is that slokam. Let us know. मत्कर्म कृन्मत्परमो मद्भक्तसङ्गवर्जितः निर्वैर सर्वभूतेषु यः स मामेति पाण्डव. What is he saying? One who practices his actions, one who thinks his place as his supreme goal, one who is detached and one who exists as Brahma Yogi without hostility in all living things, that person can attain him. This slokam talks about all three yogams: Brahma, Karma, Bhakti. So, in this slokam, particularly Paramatma said, Mat Karma Krit. Mat Karma Krit. That means doer of his work, whoever performs his work, that is called Mat Karma Krit. So, Paramatma is doing all the tasks. Some persons may say all works are belong to Paramatma. Yes, definitely. So everything is done by him, right? So what is left? Nothing is left. Everything is done by him. That is true. Uh, because he is the cause for all the works. Uh, Yet there are some works done by him without appearing to us. So there are some tasks which we don't see them. What are those tasks? We should not consider them. Uh, for example, for example, in the last chapter, Bhagavan said that he made all things bring forth and killed the living things. As we are the jivas, can't do that work of Paramatma. So Paramatma does the task, right? He makes the creatures to born and he kills the creatures. So those tasks cannot be done by any mortal soul. So we can't do such kind of task. But Paramatma takes a human form, a physical form. So one of his aspect when it takes a physical form, that is a human form, it is called Sakara Bhagavan. So why he comes like that? So he will come onto the earth to spread his wisdom. So to re-establish his dharmas, he will set right the righteousness of his dharmas. So all the dharmas he will re-establish. If there is any defection in dharmas, he will correct them. He will set right all the dharmas 100%. So that's the task the Bhagavan does when he takes the human formation, human form, re-establishing dharmas and all. So if somebody is able to reveal dharmas to someone else means the one who doesn't know the dharmas, then that is considered as Paramatma's work, absolute soul's work. So So here Bhagavan reveals that one who does the work of Paramatma, whoever performs the work of Paramatma, the absolute soul, so he will get the opportunity for attaining the absolute soul. Some people may get question here that so in order to attain Paramatma, there exists only two yogams, right? Two dharmas. One is Karma Yogam, another one is Bhakti Yogam, Brahma Yogam. So now you are saying in order to get the liberation, there is another way also that is not related to Yogam at all. It is not clear whether the ways are two or many. So we are in confusion. We will get confusion that uh, are there two or more than two? So that is the question. So Swami is saying here that so um, if you get questions and get clarification, then your wisdom will improve. So you will go in advanced position in the wisdom, in the learning of the divine wisdom. So when Arjuna got the question, he asked immediately Lord Krishna. He did not hesitate at all. So when we also get the same, we should also ask somebody who knows the wisdom and clarify the questions and move forward. So here Swami is giving reply to us. So there are two ways, those are suitable to human beings to follow. Those are Karma Yogam and Brahma Yogam. But there is another way that is called uh, that is not suitable for all, and all may not be accomplished by everybody. So it's very hard to accomplish that. So it is the shortest path to merge with absolute soul. Shortest path. So we can say it is very shortcut, very shortest path. But it is very difficult to achieve than the restraining the mind. That means difficult to achieve than the Brahma Yogam. So for Brahma Yogam we need to control the mind. So right. So this one, the Bhakti Yogam, is the hardest than that one. So Paramatma said in the Gita first about these two yogams, Brahma, Karma Yogams. When the context came, he said about the another method which is the Bhakti Yogam. So the matter of the third one, the Bhakti Yogam, was also taught in the uh, sixth chapter as well. So that is in the 19th Slokam. So this way, the Bhakti Yogam is the nearest way. So we can get liberation so much so fast. So it's not actually like Karma Yogam or Brahma Yogam, but it is a special way is called Bhakti Yogam. So in order to get this, so we must do what Paramatma said. That is the his work. His work is the one which will make us to merge with Paramatma super fast. In general, as the son do the work. So when we consider about the external worldly example, so son does the work of father. So when we now compare it with the eternal things, so our eternal father is absolute soul, Paramatma. So he is the father of universe itself. Must be done by us is good as we are his property, posterity. So we are his posterity. We are the children of absolute soul. So we should perform his work. So liberation can be attained easily by either recognizing the Father or recognizing his work or practicing it. So else it must be known that the two paths of yoga are only the means. So that is the way in order to get in order to attain the absolute soul. So besides Bhagavan say that one who is a devotee and detached, and if he is doing works without attachment of merits and sins, can attain Paramatma. So this is about the Karma Yogam. So in the Karma Yogam, he should be detached from the sin and merits, both Papam and Punyam. He should not get attached. So that way, slowly he will be destroying his karma and he will attain absolute soul. So he said another word after that. So who is no enmity, who has no enmity with all living things will reach him. So that means when it is going to happen, it is going to happen only in Brahma Yogam. When there is a Brahma Yogam happens, during the Brahma Yogam, the aspirant gets experience of Atma. That means he will unite with Atma within his body. So that is equal to all living things. So because Atma is in all the living things uniquely, so when this aspirant merges with Atma during the Brahma Yogam, he will become the immortal soul during that time. So in that situation, there are no emotions and at all. He will not have enmity with any living beings. So that is about the Brahma Yogam. So with that Brahma Yogam, the karma will be destroyed. So that way there are two yogams, Karma Yogam and Brahma Yogam, and the third one is the special yogam, Bhakti Yogam. With the Bhakti Yogam, we have to perform the tasks of Paramatma, the Absolute Soul. So that way we can attain the Absolute Soul very soon. So that is all about the Viswarupa Sandarshana Yogam chapter. Let us move on to the Bhakti Yogam chapter. When Arjuna listened to the God, the Bhagavan, about the last verse, he got some doubts, so he wants to get clarification with Bhagavan itself. So he is asking the first verse in Bhakti Yogam. What is that? Let us see. एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः. This slokam is talking about Brahma, Karma, Bhakti, all three yogams. So since Arjuna heard about all three yogams, he got some doubt in his mind. So he is saying, in that way, one who always associates with Atma, one who worships you with devotion, and one who worships about the state that doesn't appear or cannot be destroyed, exist. Among these, who is known yoga completely? So, the one who knows yoga completely, uh, who, who is that person? That is the question Arjuna asked. In this slokam, with means knowing, yoga means being united. So, the one who knows um, the being united, yoga with means knowing the process of uniting to the Paramatma. So, knowing the process of uniting to the Paramatma, so that is the one, the question Arjuna asked over here. So, we already came to know about the last verse of the previous chapter, right? So, Paramatma mentioned that there are three ways to merge with Absolute Soul: Brahma, Karma, Bhakti Yogam. So, Arjuna uh, heard about all three yogams. Then he asked that those who has known the process of unification with you by dividing the aspirants into three parts. So when we divide the aspirants into three parts, among three, Which one knows the process of unification with you? That is the question. So here, what are the three parts he mentioned in the Shlokam? Satata yuktaye bhaktaha aksharam avyaktam here. Satata yuktaye means here it is linked to the Brahma Yogam, because in the Brahma Yogam he will be always merging with the uh, immortal soul. Bhakta means who will have devotion on the Bhagavan. And Aksharam Avyaktam means the Karma Yogi, he wants to attain absolute soul, but he will be destroying his karma by not attaching to the ego. So, so that is what the three parts in this slokam. So let us know what Bhagavan replied to the question asked. So Bhagavan's reply is here. We'll see that in the second slokam, what Bhagavan is saying. मय्यावेश मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः. So those who worship him with interest and daily put his mind on him for uniting to him are superior yogis according to his acceptance. According to his acceptance. So here what Bhagavan is saying, you see here, the important thing is the superiority. The important thing in this slokam is who is the superior yogi. And another thing he said, the greater interest in this. Parayo Shraddhaya Parayo Peta. He said that is, so that means the greatest interest. So who had interest was superior, he mentioned, Bhagavan said. Among the Karma Yoga, Brahma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, only three yogams are there, right? Among the people who are practicing all three yogams, so whoever is having the greater interest, so greater interest, that means distinguished interest, the special interest, they must have a special interest. That is what he said, parayo shraddhayo upeta, he said. So they are called distinguished persons. According to that, it is known that for everything interest is the important. The important thing over here is interest. So if there is no interest, if there is a devotion without any interest, so let us say like that, if you have devotion but you don't have interest, that is totally meaningless. You must have interest. You must have interest. Your devotion should have interest in that. So if we see nowadays what people are doing, so there are the rich people, they spend some amount of money, the money is useless, so no value with respect to the divine wisdom, with respect to the God. So they will spend to worship the God. They will pay 200 for puja, or 300 to worship. Another somebody pays 500 for archana, something like that. So God does not see all these things, but he will see how much devotion and interest you have. That is the key, that is the important thing. God did not see how much he had expended, he has spent, how much money he spent. So he doesn't see, but He sees the interest, how much interest you have. In in nowadays, some of the people, what they are doing, if somebody passes away from their family, they don't worry about him. They don't weep for him. So instead, they will bring somebody, and somebody will weep behalf of them. So they will come for rent. They will come for a rental purpose. If they call them, they will come to the dead body, and they will weep. But the actual people belonging to that passed away person, they won't be weeping at all. They won't worry at all. The one who has really worry, he will weep for that. So if they don't have any worry, they don't do that. In the similar way, so devotees who do not have interest pay the wages to others for doing the worship. If they have interest, they will do themselves. They will do on their own. So many devotees exist who don't have interest in the worship. If that worship is to be done, some money is paid by fixing some rate for that worship. So people are doing like that. So whatever, maybe whoever has done any kind of worship and yoga, but interest in that is essential. Interest is essential thing. So Paramatma said that those yogis who had interest, they are distinguished yogis. They are distinguished yogis. So we need to remember this one. So whatever the yogam you follow, you must have distinguished interest. Then only you will be accepted by the God. Let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Maganiya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhurupaya Mangalam. Prabodharpnam to everyone.